Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Talk No Jutsu Live. Today's guest is Kilton Kanjin. That's how you
Hey,
pronounce it?
Kilted Cajun.
Kilton Cajun. Got
Yes.
it. Yes.
Cajun is a slang pretty much for an Acadian,
Ah,
Acadian. Yeah. So it's just a name for the region I'm from, for the people around here.
ah.
Am I a Scot in New Orleans? No, I do not live. Well, I'm from New Orleans, but I do not live there, and that's the closest anybody's gonna get.
All right. Welcome everyone. I see like a bunch of my regulars popping in, and thank you, Levistro, for the donation before the stream even started. Wow. Oh,
The
hey, yep, Orc. Hey, how's it going, man? Let's see. How do I Let's see. Yeah, chat. Let's get some of your comments up on the screen.
Levistro's super chat gives me PTSD from the little video clip that Will of the Fans did. I have that on my channel. I play it I torture everyone with it every now and then.
Oh, I'll have to check that out. But anyways, welcome. So today's show, we're mostly going to be talking about the divides in the consumer advocacy movement of gaming, the fandom pulse problem, because everyone's really divided right now. Wait, shit. No, I'm just want to make sure we're the stream's healthy. Shit. Oh yeah. It's probably nothing. We're still live, right, guys? Okay, yeah. I'm not getting any alerts. It said no data on YouTube, so I was just a little worried. But yeah, like JDA, Torch, John F. Trent, and I don't know. A lot of people are pissed at Grums lately.
A lot of people have their reasons with being pissed at Grums. Mostly due to with his game.
Yep, yeah, and it's
Or
legit
lack
criticism. Like
thereof.
you promise a product, you should deliver. So yeah, valid because hello. All right, yeah. So I have on me I bookmarked some stuff to show off. I'll get that on screen right now. Okay.
Frost is trying to summon one of my other viewers, Henry Cavill. Trying to summon.
Well, he's like Beetlejuice or something.
Hey, trying to summon Hunty, one of my Discord members.
All right, yeah. So I got some.
Oh, the man, the myth, the legend.
Yep. So I got Torch. So like, this was the big. Oh yeah, I also got this thing from JDA, like literally promoting like this Gunnar image of a Crusader and a cat girl. It gets some consistency, man.
Delarose and George Torch have zero consistency. The double standards that they've had, especially with the most recent example with Monster Hunter Wilds, is just if you're going to criticize one game because of for whatever reason, pronouns this and body type A, B, whatever, be consistent. If you can't be consistent, then I'm going to call you up. And there's no consistency with them.
Any of them. Like John still hasn't like come up with any. Oh, actually, he did. Actually, what he tried to say that the Lucario shit was because he was trying to troll a furry, and I know that's not the case because I've seen more of the tweet
that many times.
Yeah, no.
Trolling is once or twice, but it's just one after another after another.
No. No, he's too proud to admit, like, because he wants to do this whole like fundamentalist Christian thing, like, but he can't like accept that, like, he's just no better than anyone else. But he wants to pretend like he's better and that he's like this hero of virtue, and he fucking isn't.
He called himself what, Levistro?
What did let's see,
Levistro in the chat called himself a
oh yeah, on his alt account. It was the one Cassie found.
Oh,
with the she/her pronouns.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, it's creepy shit. Yeah, so what Torch did, I think, was very funny. How he like got mad at Smash JT for referencing him in a video when he was the one attacking Smash JT and Hypnotic for playing Split Fiction,
among other things.
Like he said, 2 dudes. Like, who other 2 dudes could he have been talking about who were playing the game?
I've heard Split Fiction is fantastic, and I'll be picking it up. I was gonna try to pick it up this past weekend, but finances didn't allow it. Next weekend for sure. I'm picking that puppy up Friday, going split screen with my executive producer, who's my daughter, and we're gonna play it.
Man,
I want to play it. I just want to play it. I'm gonna have some fun.
Oh yeah, that's great. I definitely pick it up if I had like someone to play it with, or someone who wanted to play with me. But
the cool thing is, the great thing about Split Fiction is if you know someone that has it on the same, the same platform as you, they don't have to buy it. They can get the friend version of it, and they'll just log into your game to be able to play it. It's like only one person of the 2 has to buy it.
Really? That's what like the old DS games used to.
Yeah.
Oh man, that is great. Yeah. So when I first saw like the Split Fiction advertised, I'll admit I completely dismissed it, like as just another like thing. But like I was surprised at like the good reception it was getting, and I'm like, it must be a good game.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same concept as It Takes Two.
Yeah,
but apparently with a more uplifting story, because It Takes Two is about a husband and wife who are going through a divorce. And my thought is like, that's too close to home for me. I don't want to play that. But it won. It got some awards, and it's looking like 2 million copies sold for Split Fiction. So its reviews are up there. So this idea that George Torch comes out and says, "Oh, this game is woke because women." It's like, dude, you like, you're legitimately calling Split Fiction woke, which word I hate because it's meaningless now. But you're criticizing this game because the 2 protagonists are women. It's like, well, if that's the case, you can never play Metroid. You can never play, you can't go back and play the Resident Evil games. You can't play any of the Horizon games. It's just you shut yourself off from so many fantastic games, highly praised games, because you eat paint chips. Like,
yeah, like there's a lot of things like Mass Effect and
Tomb Raider.
Yep, like all these, like you can't have like. So, like, his obsession with Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 for this one romance option that's late game, and that you have to, like, all the other games, like, you'd have to ignore that did this way before, like, the whole woke stuff. It's just, it's too much. He asks too much, like, and it's like, he's becoming just as bad as the SJWs were with their bullshit.
I just want a fun game. I want a good game. Put whatever nonsense you want. My most recent example, something I thought about. If you played the original Final Fantasy VII and even the remake or rematch, well, no, it wasn't a remaster. It's a remake. It's a whole different game. If you think about it, just on the most basic level, you have Shinra, a massive corporation, farming the planet for Maka, which you're harvesting the planet.
Yeah, it's environmentalist.
It's an environmentalist wet dream video game, but it makes sense in the world, and it's a fun game. So this idea that we can't have underlying political messaging is like, no, just
well, I mean, like,
focus on the fun. Don't let it be preachy, on the nose, and don't make it don't put modern day terminology, because you're going to date your game. 10, 20 years from now, people will still be able to play Final Fantasy VII and have fun. It will be a fun game. But you take something like Veilguard, Dragon Age Veilguard, with modern real world terminology in it.
Well,
like,
you want to
no.
talk like, so Pirate Fiction did the Pirate Nation put out that great meme where he put Dion and Tosh side by side and comparing like just how Veilguard is completely shoves all that shit in your face, whereas like there's a little bit more nuance in 16.
Yep.
Like I seen the scene with the whole side quest is just coming out to your mom. Like, it's, who wants to fucking play that?
It takes you out of the story. Using, I'm non-binary. It's like, how on earth are you talking like that in a fantasy setting?
A medieval fantasy, I might add, a dark medieval fantasy. Like, shouldn't you be like worried about fucking demons, like terrorizing your village? Like, Dragon Age isn't like a generic fantasy. They turned it into that with this new installment. It started out as a dark fantasy. Like, I went back, so I kind of like missed out on the whole Dragon Age craze, but I went back and I played the first game, and it like looks nothing like Veilguard.
I still have the original box, the PC release for Dragon Age. I can't play it because my computer doesn't have a CD drive, but I had it. I played it. I never beat it, but I played it. And it was fun. It was great. I loved it. And whatever Dragon Age Veilguard is, it's not Dragon Age. They forgot what the story was. They wanted to focus more, even with the marketing. You're focusing more and more on nonsense instead of letting your game speak for itself. I guess maybe it did speak for itself, and people listened loud and clear and walked away from it.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, you have these people with really large accounts just like completely like overtaking like what I think like when Gamergate 2 started, there was a strong message against what is and isn't like woke. I know you say you don't like that word, but like
that's just personal.
Yeah, well, to me, woke is not anything that's progressive. It's anything that's so preachy that it just overtakes the product itself.
Yeah. What I would, if I was forced to use to define what I see as woke, I see it as you are putting your ideology, your personal ideology, ahead of absolutely everything. You have check boxes for all this, and the story, the gameplay, the mechanics, and everything suffer for it. You're more interested in sending a message and being preachy and all that nonsense at the detriment to everything else that makes a game what people want to play.
Exactly. And you can like spot what those types of games were. Like, to people like Dustborn, it was obvious what Dustborn was like the moment you saw the trailer.
Yeah. The problem with Dustborn, I played Dustborn, I beat it, I finished it all the way through.
Yeah, same.
The gameplay, it had some interesting gameplay mechanics.
No, it didn't.
Okay, hold on. I'm mainly talking about the whole I guess something similar to ghost catching, those little spiritual catching.
That was Luigi's Mansion with Wrongthink.
I found it to be something interesting. Unfortunately, it was surrounded by a big steaming pile of hot garbage.
Yeah, like the whole metaphor behind that is that like we need internet censorship. That was the whole message behind that mechanic. And Yeah, I did find that shit kind of fun, upgrading the powers and stuff.
Mhm.
But the thing is, like, I've played Luigi's Mansion before. I've played Alan Wake. You don't catch things in Alan Wake, but like, I've played those types of games before. I'd rather play Luigi's Mansion.
I'm sure there are other games that use those mechanics far better than Dustborn.
Yeah. It was just when I first played Dustborn, like the thing that really got me is that it took a fucking hour to get into combat. And then immediately after the fight is done, it asks, would you like more or less combat? I was waiting for combat this entire time. I thought this was going to be an action game.
Oh, barely.
I know.
It didn't feel like there were any stakes to the combat. It's just like, okay.
Oh, I don't think I got a single game over at any point in the game.
I think I did once, but I can't remember what it was for.
I came close.
Either that or I'm thinking of Crush House.
Oh God, the Crush House, Master of the TDS. Did you actually play the Crush House?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What's wrong with you, man?
It looked interesting. It looked strange. It looked. I heard it was a psychological horror. So TGAP Steve, he put the trailer in my Discord. I'm like, oh no, I have to play this now. And oddly enough, I enjoyed it. It was strange. It was bizarre, going through over and over again the same, just the repetitive dialogue. It's like, what the heck's going on? But then you go through the game and you find out why the dialogues were repetitive. The number one thing I could not stand about the game was the color palette. It was painful. If there would have been less saturation, it wouldn't have been so bad. But I thought it was hilarious. And there's a game that I'm going to be streaming in June because I have to, and I tell everybody about this because I think it was a game that Torch put out on Twitter as a non-binary game for February that doesn't come out until June because he's retarded. Sorry, but it's a game called Date Everything, and I watched the trailer, and it looks hilariously bad. The premise is you just lost your job and you wake up the next morning and you get a package with a pair of sunglasses in it. I can't remember what they're called, but it allows you to date inanimate objects. Mm-hmm. And I have to. I just, it's on my wish list and I'm going to stream it. It just Crush House. Yeah, it took a very dark turn. Oh goodness gracious. Yeah. And it had Furbies in it, which was really, really strange. It's like these are
Furbies.
Yes.
Nice callback.
Yeah. Very dark turn. But the main reason why people condemned it is because Sweet Baby Inc. had a massive hand in the game. Like they are in the credits. So yeah. But I just couldn't help it. It was just ridiculous.
Well, to me, it was like the revisionist history. It was like glorifying the awful thing that was 2000s reality TV while putting a woke lens on it, from what I could see. It didn't come across as any sort of ideologically driven. I mean, the characters were ridiculous. It made fun. It poked fun, like the demographics that watched the show. It poked fun at everybody. It had like some of the demographics you had to cater to were women for women, men for men, peach lovers, which, ass. You had feet lovers. The most hilarious, the funniest one that I saw was the I think they were pretty much the libertarians, maybe. TGAP, if you can remember. But in order to get them to like what you were watching, you had to film the tiki torches, and I about busted a gut watching that shit. What the? Okay, yes. That is a funny political joke, I'll admit.
It had a lot of that stuff. So they were taking the piss out of everybody, and I can appreciate that. If you're going to make a joke, if you make your jokes against everybody, whatever the political spectrum, religious spectrum, whatever, then I'm all in favor of it.
Well,
take the piss out of everybody.
That's what comedy used to be.
Mm-hmm.
It was then. It wasn't until like comedians start saying, no, this group's off limits. That these ideas are off limits. These politicians are off. Like South Park, like literally made fun of atheists, Muslims, Christians, like the whole. Like they made fun of everyone for most of the.
That's the job of the court jester.
I mean, and even like, if they even like, we're like the only one to like take shots at Disney.
Sweet baby everywhere.
Oh yeah. Let me see some of this. Yeah, there was so we got it's just the same. But like here, like Torches, he's like saying like DM me. So lame.
Wait, what did he say? I didn't see.
Well, no, he was like mad that Smash JT, they didn't DM him that he was going to make the video.
Next time you try to slap some sense into someone, well, do it privately first. No, that's not what content creators do. I mean, to be fair, if you say something foolish, then you're gonna expect to get called out on it. And if I say something foolish, hey, call me out on it. I have no problem with that.
Like, it happens all the time. Like I know like some of the videos that got me shit were like when I reacted to Nerdrotic's Rebel Moon review. The first one.
I could not bring myself to watch the second part of that.
Oh, the second one's way worse. Like it first, yeah. And not even the director's cut version improves the second one. Like, I think the first one is like, it's an interesting setup, but like, and the director's cut kind of fixed a lot of the problems I had with it, but neither version of the second movie fixes the pacing problems. No. And I think Zack Snyder's big problem is his obsession with runtime.
I watched the first one. I gave it a shot. I did not care for it. Waited, and when the director's cut came out, I gave it a shot to see if it, made it better. And no. Yes, we finished the first one. Yes. Yeah, I gave it a shot, and I just boring. God.
Yeah.
Boring.
Anyway, we're a little off topic, and so I feel like Gamergate 2 had such like momentum that has been completely sucked up because of these idiots. Like they completely derailed it.
It's been derailed. It started. I feel like it kind of started with Melanie Mack and George Torch and John De La Rose just took over and started pushing and pushing and pushing with the whole Goonergate nonsense, and it's like. And it came across heavy doses of censorship. And it's like, no, there's a lot of people out there that are going to have a problem with it. Let the market decide. You don't get to decide what should and shouldn't be in video games. We can sit there and criticize the game for being overly on the nose politically, religiously, or whatnot, but don't tell gamers what they can and can't play. Now, you want to give your opinion, you want to give a review, talk about it, say here, because that's what I do. I talk about the red flags and tell people, vote with your wallet, don't pre-order, but ultimately, it's your decision on what you want to play. Because how am I going to sit there and say, don't you dare play this? I played Dustborn, I played Crush House, and I had fun playing Crush House, probably partially because I was streaming it and I was having fun with people in the chat.
I'll have to check those out if they're open.
I think they're on my arcade channel, Kilted Cajun Arcade.
Okay,
they should be.
I'll check them out.
Yeah, it was hilarious. I had fun, and like if you mean going so far back, the Saints Row reboot. The number one problem I had fun playing it. It was enjoyable. One of the missions you went on, I could relate to because you decided to, you drove one of your so-called gang members, millennials, good Lord, around to different fast food places to find a Happy Meal toy.
That's a side quest?
That was a side quest in Saints Row. And it's like, oh Lord, I can relate to this because I did that once when the Pokemon was at Burger King. I went and got them all. Oh yeah. They thought I was high once. I was like, I ordered 15 Happy Meals. But the problem with it was for me, it was the dialogue. You had vehicle customization that was just absolutely beautiful. There's like some of the cars that you can get, fantastic. And one of the you could have finishing moves against these other gang members where you can kick someone in the crotch. And I about busted a gut because I kicked a female gang member in the crotch. And you just imagine what I died laughing, saying a particular kind of punt that I don't want to say on your channel, a see you next Tuesday punt. And I laughed my ass off. But then the characters started talking. And then they talked some more. And I was like, I can't play this game. It was the dialogue. That's what drove me away from the game. Everything else about the game was fine. The customization, the vehicles, the base, and all this other stuff was just fine. It was the dialogue. And that's something I think some of these AAA games, they're not realizing. Dialogue makes the game too. It's going to make or break people. And phew.
Oh my freak.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. He's still talking about Kingdom Come Deliverance too?
What the?
Oh my! Oh, now he's gone full pull. Oh,
Endymion just blew Daniel Vavra out of the water. How? The game sold over 2. Oh, Lord have mercy. No explorable charges in your Christian game.
Oh,
nobody said Kingdom Come Deliverance is not a Christian game. They never claimed it was a Christian game. Not the first one, not the second one.
You can do bad things in those games. Like, thing is, like, just the environment in itself should be like, that's pretty Christian enough. I say this like as a Christian, like, you know, I know I'm not the best. I mean, like, but I'm not a poser either. I don't pretend that I follow my religion like perfectly.
KDC 2, wait, KDC, no, Kingdom Come
Deliverance.
It's supposed to be KCD, John. You can't even get your criticisms right.
Oh yeah, he mixed the letters up. Good catch.
His brain's mixed up. It's an anti-Christian game. Of course it is, because whatever.
I don't look. I think there's a lot of things you can say about Daniel Vavra. I don't think it's intentionally an anti-Christian game.
No. Snarky smartass? Yes, absolutely, but no.
What? Films will never look. Is this Obama?
So he's criticizing something else. I saw the screenshot. I don't know what it's from though.
This looks like a show. This almost looks AI.
I don't know what it's from, but of course.
Now I'm actually friends with Endymion. He has invited me onto his channel before, but I don't always agree with him. Like, he gets caught up on certain things.
I've criticized him before. Of course, I've criticized John De La Rose. I've criticized John F. Trent. I went after him in a video once because he was talking about censorship, and Melanie Mack as well. And yet they don't block me. However, Yorch Torch blocked me, and Grums blocked me because I said, don't be a twat.
He blocked you over nothing, man.
Yep. Excuse me.
Yeah, I haven't been blocked by either of them. I'm not sure if it's because, like, you know, I'm still like relatively small, but yeah, it's weird because I've been a big critic of Trent for like ever since like I read his like article on the Last of Us TV show, and just like his arguments, like, you know, I noticed him like pouring like religious stuff into his articles.
Oh,
And like,
that's been since he was with Bounding into Comics.
yeah, that was where I read it. Like, you know,
Yeah.
I saw that, and in fact, that's how I got into a fight with Melanie Mack, because I was criticizing back when Bounding into Comics went full fundy. Like, you know, I was like saying like, no, this is going to turn people away. Like, this is going to, like, there are like plenty of gay and bisexual people that are like anti-woke. Like, I actually like just came out as, you know, something, you know, I don't really give a shit, but I don't know, like, but like, you know, I was making, but at the time, like, you know, I was like making this point, like, you are going to turn people away from this cause. And then like Melanie comes out and shows like, oh, I stand with things. And then she puts me in one of her videos.
She is something else.
And now Spencer runs Bounding. It's way freaking better because Spencer freaking agreed with me. Spencer's awesome.
I swear, John F. Trent, he's gone from Bounding into Comics to That Park Place, and now over to Fandom Pulse. And I never had a problem with John putting his religion and talking about, you know, his faith and everything.
I'm all for that. I'm a religious guy myself. I'm a very spiritual guy. Like, it's just the way he, you know, he's going through it from a condemnation thing. Like everyone else is impure. Only he is like the true follower of God.
The problem that I ran into, I think it was when one of the Dragon Quest games, the Dragon Quest II remaster, redub, all that other stuff, and it brought up I can't remember the name of the mission, but it was some mission where you that was supposedly censored out of the game, where you go to a building and you get a prostitute, and the prostitute tricks you into doing something else. I can't remember. It's a joke quest that the creators of Dragon Quest have pretty much put in every single one of their games. It's a gag. It's a joke quest. And John F. Trent's article was about censorship being good because his religious values agreed with it, and that's where I have the problem with it.
Oh yeah, he's done that in the past.
I am 100% anti-censorship.
Same here, man.
Or not. It's just like, no, let the market decide.
Yeah, like, you know, I am so grateful to have grown up with like Family Guy and South Park. So like I have like a freaking spine. Like if I don't like something, I just don't consume it.
There you go.
Yeah, but like all these SJWs and now like these people on the right, I don't know, they've all become so freaking soft. It's crazy. He thinks JDA thinks he's some type of god himself. No, that's Trent. That is a Trent thing. Trent thinks he's like the true follower of like.
Little bit.
Melanie has the same problem, but even though like her past is pretty like checkered, like, you know, like I've seen her tweets. She was all for the Rainbow Brigade, like,
yeah. And then suddenly her boyfriend or husband, was it her boyfriend?
Yeah, you heard the rumors too, right?
That he left her for a guy. It's like,
that is awful. That really is awful. I'm sorry if that happened to her, but like you can't take that shit out on like. I mean,
a massive blow to someone's ego.
I know. I mean, the guy's a piece of shit for doing that, but like,
well, if you think about it, you know, you can sit there and go, well, what does he have that I don't have? Well, that would be a penis. But to be fair, you know, he went to somewhere that she didn't have. So, you know, sorry, I make jokes.
Yeah, no, it's totally my type of humor.
But my problem with Melanie is she just the way she runs her mouth on social media is just it makes me think it's like you're the Catholic that is the reason why I.
Oh, she's not Catholic.
Or
She said
Christian.
that in my video. Like she was like bemoaning me for being Catholic, like saying, "Oh, because of the Pope." Like I agree with the Pope.
The older I get, the more I believe in God, and the less I believe in religion.
Yeah,
I love that. I love that quote from Billy Gardell.
Yeah, like there's definitely I find myself it's I have some I don't want to get too much into like my religious stuff, but like I can relate to what you're saying.
Yeah,
I'll just say that. Like I think religion is great. I think religion can be like a powerful tool. It's helped me a lot in life, but I also feel like it can also lead to a great sense of paranoia if you let it. Like
I just don't like her judgmental attitude.
Me either, man. Me either. Like she turns me way off. Like, I believe in like forgiveness. I believe in like we're all trying to like be better people. And none of these people they think like life is just that freaking easy. It's not. Life is complicated.
A little bit.
Yeah, but let's not get like too much like on the religious stuff. Like I think like we can all like agree that just they're overstepping. They are really overstepping what I think is like healthy, and it's just become very obnoxious. Like the more you try and force religion onto people, the more like they'll reject it. In my opinion.
I think that's just human nature. It's a very odd thing it's an odd aspect of human nature. That's like almost going back to to being a teenager. You must do this. Well, that's going to tell me I don't want to do this simply because you're telling me that I have to. Either that, it's just because of my age, what is Gen X?
Yeah.
Whatever it is, I'm against. Oh, sorry, that's Groucho Marx.
Yeah, that's
because I'm old as fuck.
Yeah.
I get worried. Some of the channels I listen to is like, if I ever get that age and I'm still doing YouTube, I'm gonna just like feel bad for myself. I'm like, I started YouTube.
I mean, people. I mean, like people have like how old are you?
I'm 50.
50. Yeah, I'm 33, and people call me old.
I don't act it. I am aware of that, and apparently I don't look it either. But I am. I'll be playing video games until I'm in a nursing home or just dead.
Awesome, dude.
I got a wall of Legos and a room full of. Oh yeah, I am a big kid. I'm a 50-year-old child. 15 going on 30. Thanks, Steve. Yes.
Oh man, yeah. All right, let's see. So I don't know. I thought we would have more to say on these people, but I think we've really pretty much covered like everything that's wrong with the
when I was talking, speaking on consistency, if you're consistent with your arguments and you stand by them, then I'm gonna have a little respect for you. Like lately using J.K. Rowling as an example, a lot of people are upset about the casting of Snape and how like criticizing her or criticizing the casting or the probable casting. I'm pretty sure it's confirmed about maybe she should have a problem with it, this, that, and the other. And my response is that J.K. Rowling is a liberal feminist. This is on par for her, and she's got FU money. Okay, she does. Period. But she's consistent. You may not like what she says all the time, but at least she's relatively consistent. When you have
they just liked her because of the anti-trans stuff. Like, she's very firm on like, defending like the biological women. Mm-hmm. Like, and like, they kind of threw all her anti-Trump at like far left. Like they forget liberals used to worship her.
Until she had the wrong opinion. But back on consistency and when I saw I got a little like wild hair up my ass on social media when I saw John De La Rose and George Torch recommending and praising Monster Hunter Wilds, and I went, wait a minute, based on now, I own Monster Hunter Wilds and I'm having an absolute blast in the game. I love it. Monster Hunter World and Wilds, love the games. So, but I have to be me. Monster Hunter Wilds, it already came out that they removed male and female and went with body type A and body type B. It's like, okay, I thought people like John De La Rose and George Torch would be against that vehemently.
Originally,
right?
They were. I saw John complaining about it, in one tweet.
They want to praise the game.
I think, actually, yeah. Let's go to. I think I did a video. We're gonna go. I'm gonna go do that right now, because it's the proof that like he flip flopped.
Oh yeah, but the other thing is, Capcom came out and took away the gendered restrictions on ARM, and I'm like, hold on a second. It's like, if you're recommending this game to play when based on their own values, their own statements, not mine, theirs, they should be against it because it's promoting cross-dressing, right? Make this make sense. Just be consistent in your arguments. And it's that lack of consistency where I lose respect for you.
I mean, like, and they do know who the top Capcom content creator is, don't they?
Who's that?
The Sphere Hunter. They're trans.
Oh, not familiar.
They're big Resident Evil channel. I don't know. A lot of people hate them probably because they're trans, but I don't think, like, you know, I think she gets overhated. He or they, or whichever. So anyway, this is the video I did. See, I'm just showing my thumbnail. So I predicted they were going to come after Monster Hunter Wilds.
I mean, you would assume so, based on their own ideals, right? Based on their own track record, it would seem like a no-brainer that they should be against it. But lo and behold, they're recommending the game, and I'm like, you're being very inconsistent.
Okay, let me know if you can, if the volume comes on.
Hey everyone, Dash Attack here. And today I want to do a video insisting everyone just avoid this Fandom Pulse website. Like, don't not give John De La Rose any clicks. You see, I realized today that just not enough people just even know what's going on with the Gooner Gators, the Trads, as they call themselves. These, like, ultra-conservative traditionalists. You know, it's laughable because we all know what John's into, but it's crazy. So yeah, Grums is sharing signal boosting John De La Rose. And I'm like, why are you signal boosting this F-tard after what he said he and his boyfriend did with Kingdom Come 2? And then, like, you know, this guy, he says, cry about it. And I'm like, John literally hates you for being gay. Yeah, got caught yipping to Lucario, Ron. He and other John lied about Hans's age. His brand of anti-woke is too far. This guy says, don't care. Direct your toxic discourse elsewhere. So that's what I'm doing. I'm directing it here on YouTube.
Discourse is toxic.
Oh, and just here's me with a little spat with John right here.
But yeah, like, I was right. Like, you know, that guy, like, he literally, they're literally, like, calling them, like, fights and everything like that. Like, you know, like Melody Mac's favorite word. Like, you know, and like, you know, it's nuts.
You know, he's saying I'm projecting when I called him out on the furry stuff, and I have the evidence. I think
everybody, the entire internet has the evidence. It's there's
no getting that out
itself. And this is where they started lying about Kingdom Come Deliverance, and then they started just doubling down, saying it was child exploitation. Yeah, they kept milking that story for all it was worth.
Oh, I lost a few subscribers whenever I talked about that one.
Actresses, if you don't like, well,
yeah, a lot of people have been, like, losing subscribers, like, saying what they really think. You know, it's in the end, it's worth it though. Like, you want subscribers that are going to stick with you.
The way I run my channel, the whole atmosphere of Gamergate 2 and anti-woke this. It's like I'm anti-stupid. I just want, like, bottom line, I want to be entertained, whether it's TV shows, movies, or video games. I want to be able to have fun. I want an entertaining game. And the problem with the Sweet Baby Inc. and everything that started there is people started to realize that the games, our entertainment was suffering more and more with every single iteration. And somebody started noticing some little red flags. And that was, it started with Cabrutus. Red flag here, red flag there, and slowly people started opening their eyes, and I started talking about it. Like, lots of different channels started talking about it, even before Az's heel versus babyface's pronoun rant, where everyone focused on the pronouns instead of listening to what he's actually saying. And he got proven right, because your shit's boring. You're focusing on the wrong things, and that's what I bring up. If I think you say something silly, I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to talk about it, and I'm going to give my opinion.
Well,
what I do.
His name should be
John Del Furry.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Anyway, but yeah, like, that's why I didn't get Starfield. I just thought it looked boring compared to Bethesda's other games.
I had so much hope for that, because I enjoyed Bethesda, like the three Bs: Bethesda, BioWare, and Blizzard. Those studios used to be a guaranteed hit.
Absolutely.
You knew with that name in front of it, it was just like, oh, this is a no-brainer. And I was genuinely hoping Starfield, a chance for them to get a win. And Starfield just ended up being a massive ocean that was shallow as a puddle. It's like, I played it, I beat it, and I have never gone back to it. Just haven't gone back to it. No interest whatsoever. I put Cyberpunk 2077 with Phantom Liberty. I have put at least 1,200 hours into it in multiple playthroughs, and I just bought Phantom Liberty for PC, and I'm about to start another playthrough because I just love the game that much, the world, everything about it. And you want to talk about a game that could be called, quote unquote, woke? That's Cyberpunk.
Well, but the thing is, like, it has all the, the body modifications and stuff. It fits the dystopian era.
It makes sense in the world that is presented to you. That's all we want. Like, one of the things that I like, that I've said numerous times, is you'd be surprised at what gamers will tolerate if you give them something fun. That's it. It's like, is it fun? Yes. Well, then they'll tolerate, like, the Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 was a massive hit. It sold over 2 million copies, in like the first week?
Yeah.
It did not have a AAA price tag on it, and people found it to be fun. Oh no, there's an optional gay romance in it. Oh, okay, cool.
They really over-focused on that. Like, compared to, like, every other game on the market, this should have been, like, their freaking game.
Mm-hmm.
They got hung up because they were pissed at Vavra. That's literally all it was. One of the big problems, like, with this movement is everyone's trying to predict the next big disaster so they can go ahead and say, see, look, I was right. And that it doesn't always pan out that way.
No.
Sometimes you get, like, proven wrong.
I want to be proven wrong.
Yeah, I want to be proven wrong too.
Like, I pray, I hope, if I see like with Avowed. Avowed is not the greatest game in the world, but it's fun. I've enjoyed what I've played so far. Haven't gone back to it. I haven't really gone back to play anything over the past week and a half, 2 weeks, because, well, I got the flu and was running 102.7 fever for 5 days. And it's like, what are you doing? Making sure that Lanyap, my son, doesn't croak. That was it. I took 3 days off and I spent it on my sofa.
Oh, I do want to address Baldur's Gate 3. Baldur's Gate 3 is fantastic. Yes, the whole thing, Baldur's Gate 3, is that it's structured like a ERP run of a 5e game. That's basically, once you know that, like, you know what, like, Baldur's Gate 3 is trying to be. It's an adult role play session of Dungeons and Dragons.
You want to know what my first thought was when they showcased the bear scene? I laughed my ass off because it reminded me of some of the nonsense that me and my gaming group would do on the weekends when we were playing. I've been playing since Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, and we did some nonsensical stuff just for fun. And that's what that scene came across. It's like, why did you do it? Because it was funny. So that scene felt like it was written by someone who's been playing D&D for decades. And because gamers, we're a bunch of children. Gamers are a bunch of children, and we just do things for fun. Yeah, that's how it came across to me. So it's like everyone losing their mind over it. It's like I didn't understand.
Well, what I did was I just I made a little goof, a short with The Shining, because I found this meme of the bear scene from The Shining. Someone put Astarion's face on the guy.
Oh God! I thought it was funny when the squirrel dropped the acorn. I was like, oh Jesus! Oh no! I see. Like I said, I just thought it was funny.
Yeah. Well, I can understand because there's been this anti-sex push in gaming for so long. Just like anything horny is just equal bad. Except if it's the correct kind of horny.
Oh yes, the correct kind of horny. Like what was it? Hades and Hades 2. If I buy a mature game, rated M for mature, this game is for adults. Well, then I want adult content.
Same.
One of the things that irritated me the hell out of me for with again Cyberpunk 2077. It's like, why can't I take the underwear off without glitching the game in photo mode? It's like, I paid for an adult game. You can see full-blown naked V everywhere else except in photo mode. It's like, well, what's the damn point?
And yes, they seriously the hell out of it. Or out your privates in photo mode.
What's that? On console, yes. On PC, obviously you can get a mod to get rid of it on every single NPC in the game. But with PlayStation, I had it on PlayStation PS4 Pro, and the people figured out a way to glitch your underwear out in photo mode, quick, fast, and in a hurry. And even with Phantom Liberty on a PS5, I can still glitch the underwear out in photo mode for V.
Interesting.
And yes, I do, because I'm a child. I'm juvenile, so I'll be first to admit.
Hey, no judgment here. I mean,
why'd you do it? Because the game let me.
Oh, hey, you're talking like the guy that was looking up like Peach's skirt, playing Super Smash Brothers Brawl.
Oh, my first memory of going, hey, this is interesting. Beating Metroid I think it took me the second time to beat it, when Samus's entire armor suit came off, and that brief moment where where it's just like flickering between wearing armor and just wearing the bikini. That's like, for that one brief moment. Now how old was I? 12. I was 12 at the time, going, how this is some interesting feelings I suddenly have for a video game character. Okay, and I'm talking about the original Metroid.
Yeah, wow, like Metroid 1.
Yes, I am that old. I played it on.
I played it too. I played it on
I didn't play it on
a Nintendo 3DS, but I still played it.
Yeah,
I mean, you probably played it on the actual hardware it was released, but
I remember staying up until the wee hours of the morning to finish that game.
Oh, I am really excited. I'm going to try and stream both the remaining 2 games in the Metroid Prime series before the new one comes out. I finished the remaster sometime last year.
I need to pick up when the Switch 2 comes out. I'm picking that up, and the first game I'm picking up is Metroid Dread.
Oh, you haven't played Dread yet?
I have not played Dread yet. Unfortunately, I don't have a Switch. My daughter, the executive producer, has a Switch, but she takes that home. But when the Switch 2 comes out, I'm picking it up. I'm getting it Switch 2.
You'll like Dread. I really like Dread. Dread was a really good 2D Metroid game. I won't give any spoilers.
Focus in gaming, you're not necessarily into gaming. Well, I mean, you guys show very little interest in gaming at all, other than like just making these, just lying about gaming for clicks.
No, not them. No.
Kingdom Come Degenerate, Warhammer 40K. And so apparently they do live streams also.
Oh,
man,
it was
how
such
many
a blast
articles
when
are
they talked.
putting out a day?
Oh, they got quite a few articles they're
It's
coming
all
out with.
John. He has no fucking free time. Look at this. 8 hours ago, 7 hours ago, 5 hours ago, 5 hours ago, 4 hours ago, 3 hours
Now,
ago.
for the record, that IDW story he has is true. There is an IDW artist that keeps drawing Sonic characters with trans scars or retweeting them.
Oh, God.
And that's just highly inappropriate and bad for Sega's image. And of course, like, IDW does fucking nothing. And the fans that are pointing out, like, hey, this is kind of messed up, you know, they get attacked by the far left Sonic fans. So, like, yeah, John was correct on that story, but a broken clock is right twice.
Like his writing, I don't mind his writing so much. I think he's a decent writer. It's when my number one problem with John F. Trent, I don't see too much of his Twitter presence in his writing until he starts getting on his religious soapbox. And usually whenever I was using Fandom Pulse as a source for my videos, I would get to that point and go, all right, we're going to scroll down. Because, I don't bring my personal religious or political beliefs into the things that I talk about. That's my business. I talk about, I do, I have my opinions. I talk about what these AAA studios say, what the developers say, and what they're pushing in their games. And I give my opinion on it, but all that extra stuff, I leave that out because nobody wants to hear about that. That's not why people come to my channel.
Exactly. That's why no one came to Bounding. It's why no one came to that park place. But yet, like, he does this with everything. But now, like, at Fandom Pulse, he's found, like, a place that's, like, where he can just freely do that without any, like... But he's still, like, trying to, like, honeypot people. Like, fandom, we're for the fans.
Not if you're going out and insulting the fans for disagreeing with you.
True. 41 minutes ago. And I bet you they'll release more by the end of the day. Now, check this out. Check the Discord. The Holy Legion. Lol. Lol.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's a word for that, and I'm not going to say pretentious much.
Yeah.
What does that have to, okay. What does that have to do with video games?
It doesn't.
What does that have to do with pop culture? It's just like you name your Discord that you're going to.
I mean, that's the Knights Templar symbol.
I just to each their own, but man, if you're trying to get a larger following, maybe not be so secular, I guess. I don't know if that's the right word.
I mean, like, I have no problem with people, like, like, you can be, like, religious and stuff. It's just, the thing is, he is, like, literally pushing all the secular people away.
Gamers are gamers. Like, there's people who just enjoy video games. I don't see them as being, like,
exclusively religious.
Like, exclusively one religion or another, one political spectrum or another. It's just, for the most part, and like, even whenever I was playing War Machine and Hordes and Warhammer 40K at the local game shop, I didn't know what the other players or what they felt about politics or religion or anything of the sexual nature. We showed up to have fun and talk about games, talk about the tabletop games we were playing, the 40K lore, and just to sit around and paint little tiny figures all the time.
Yeah, like having fun, engaging in the universe, talking about the lore. That's what it was like with Star Wars and everything else.
Friday Night Magic, World of Warcraft, all the stuff, all the card games and everything we played at the brick and mortar store. I didn't know. I didn't know the politics, the religion. I didn't know any of that stuff because we didn't care. It didn't matter.
Yeah, in fact, we were told in school not to talk about that shit because it caused fights, and it still causes fights.
Because people are going to disagree. We would, we would have heated discussions about a cartoon, a movie, a TV show, a character here, the depiction of a comic book character in a movie or a cartoon. Very heated discussions on that. But the next weekend we'd hang out together and have the same kind of discussions. We're all friends. We'd like all this holy legion. Wow.
I know.
I did not know about that.
Yeah, I did not. I knew I'd get booted anyway, so I didn't even bother checking it out.
I make this stuff up. These people are fucking LARPers. I'm almost tempted to infiltrate it, but I'd get caught almost immediately. A bunch of their articles are even under a paid wall. Like this one about trans stuff in the Sonic comics. Well, it's actually this is actually an old story. One of the artists for IDW is pushing it on their own timeline, but of course, they're so tied with Sonic that it's just very inappropriate. There, I saved you a read. Yeah. It's actually an old story. Crack has been doing a good job documenting all that.
The paywall stuff, I don't really have a problem with. Smash JT has a paywall. People have been ripping into him, but his website, his paywall is for 24 hours. I don't know how long Fandom.
Yeah, he'll put the take out on YouTube shortly after. It's just that's just extra work he does on his part, and that's his prerogative to do that.
But with the paywall stuff, it's these websites they have to fund. They have to be funded some way. And of course, you want subscribers. I don't do members only content, but that's me. I don't fault anyone for doing that either. Whether it's paywall, members only stuff, make your money however you choose, and your community will decide whether it's worth it. So that's not really an opinion I have one way or another. As far as it's luck behind a paywall. It's okay. But with this article right here, you would think, me. If you're so
concerned,
yeah, that's best word I can think of. Thank you. If you're so concerned about it and you want to get the word out there, why would you hide it behind a paywall? You want that information out there, especially if you disagree with what they're doing at IDW. I'm so glad that IDW lost the Transformers license for the comic books because the Skybound series is fantastic. Anyway.
I've been hearing that those new Transformers comics are awesome. I hear.
Oh, they are so great.
All right, I'm going to continue.
Good. Sorry.
But yeah. Anyway, it's this paid wall, and then you have to become a Fandom Pulse member in order to do this, because apparently they can't get any advertisers.
Whoops.
I mean, don't blame them. I don't blame for people not wanting to advertise on this. So yeah, you need to subscribe to their Substack in order to read this article. And, it's all about the money at the end of the day. All about the money. Oh my God. I just found this tweet on John Delarose.
Yeah, so here, this is it.
Everyone knew they were going to go after Monster Hunter eventually.
Oh, yeah.
This was going to be their next target. I mean, I'm not getting it for because I'm pissed at Capcom because of woke stuff too. But, there are a lot of people that are really...
I'll explain why I'm pissed at Capcom. Okay, one, they screwed up. They relocalized Apollo Justice Ace Attorney to skirt around this whole cross-dressing subplot in one of the trials, and they softened the language so it wouldn't say girl clothes. And Dead Rising, they just censored the hell out of it and just made it worse. So I'm very pissed at Capcom. That's why I haven't gotten Dragon's Dogma 2 yet.
Fair enough.
I might get that. I might pick that up at some point, though, because it does look like a good game.
Really, really excited for this game. And, he's going to... They're going to try and ruin it for a bunch of people now that they've seen that it doesn't align with them ideologically.
I was wrong.
Yeah, it is what it is.
So the whole thing with having the beards and the character creator, games have been doing that for quite some time. This is nothing new. Fully customizable characters, and honestly, that's something that I know in Monster Hunter, the Monster Hunter fandom, they've been wanting Capcom to take away the gender restrictions on armor for a considerable amount of time. So sitting there, like having them coming, if John Della Rose or Yours Force came out and were against that, then they're tourists. They're actual legitimate tourists.
I highly doubt they're deep in the Monster Hunter fandom. I certainly didn't. Every attempt I've done to get into the series has failed. Even Monster Hunter Stories, I didn't finish the game, and I thought I really liked that one because it was a story. I thought that would be more my game.
When I picked up Worlds, it was very eye-opening for me to actually learn. It's like, okay, can't just mash one button here and win. It's like, no, you have to learn combos. You have to actually learn your weapon, and it made the game more fun for me.
Yeah, I can get the appeal, the hunting, the crafting, building your character. And it is cool seeing the environment systems and
it's beautiful.
Watching the monsters fight each other.
Mm-hmm.
And they've got a really cool bestiary that they just keep adding on to.
Oh yeah.
So in a way, it's kind of like Pokemon. Yeah, so I'm not sure what else I say in this video. I posted it. This was a month ago, early February. So yeah, I think I covered all the important stuff. It was mostly just a general roast of their whole operation. But yeah, so the fact that he turned around on Monster Hunter Wilds, and they got mad at everyone for changing their opinions on Kingdom Come Deliverance because it got popular, but they just did the exact same thing with Monster Hunter. They're just going to ignore the body type A and B shit now. Remember when that was such a big deal with Dragon Quest?
Oh yeah. I think people, when Cyberpunk did it, people got upset. But I think everyone has got all sides of the spectrum, the political spectrum or ideological spectrum, have had a reason to get upset with Cyberpunk. When the game first released, there was the poster of the
Fuda,
with the massive package drinking a soda, and my thought was no, that's the epitome of acceptance, because you're being exploited. Your demographic is being exploited to sell a product. You are accepted in this world. And then to sit there and have Mike Pondsmith, the creator of Cyberpunk, he was criticized because of the depiction of the Voodoo Boys. And he went off on some idiot journalist that ran his mouth about that. And now all of a sudden, just years go by, and I think recently, a couple of months last year, people started criticizing it again because, oh no, Claire, the bartender, at the afterlife is trans. It's like the only way you will find out that Claire is a trans woman is if you do her side quest, and you have to actually, I think I had to go into some of her emails where she talks about being in the hospital and her husband going and taking care of her and meeting her and everything, and it's part of her side quest. It's like, wow. And then it took forever for someone to point out that she has a trans flag on her truck, and I never actually noticed that until I went back in the game. I'm like, oh, cool, there it is. But she's an interesting character.
Yeah, well, it's deep lore. It wasn't like
it wasn't smashing you in the face with it like all these other games do. I'm non-binary. I want to go by they, them. It's like, what the hell kind of dialogue?
Or the whole like pull a barb push-up scene. Cringe.
I didn't get that far in the game. I played for 22 hours and said no, deleted it from my computer and went, I will not play this game.
It's free right now on PlayStation. I'm not adding that to my library.
No.
I mean, I already accepted Suicide Squad as a gift. I don't know why I have that infecting my
I bought it. I bought it when it was $5 for the deluxe edition. I said, no, I'm gonna buy it. It was $5 for the $100 edition because I was like, maybe one day I'll have nothing else to do.
Oh, eventually they'll just shut off the server and then you can't even play the fucking game.
And God, it's a single player game. Why would you need servers to play it?
I know.
It has couch co-op. It has a multiplayer aspect to it, but it's not a full blown multiplayer game.
But it's monetized like one.
Kilted has low impulse control. Be quiet, Steve. That's a personal attack. Why are you doing that? I do have low impulse control. I have no impulse control.
Well, I can be kind of impulsive too. So we have that in common.
Oh, mine can get bad. Mine can get very, very bad. But I have to keep it under control for the next month because there's a Lego set that came out.
Ooh, what type?
It's a $250 Lego set. Ooh, that I'm waiting to get. All right.
Yeah, I have to find time. I got a Shadow the Hedgehog bust Lego set for Christmas from my cousin-in-law.
Mm-hmm.
I have to find time to build it. I don't do Legos enough.
I just got finished building the AT-AT helmet, the AT-AT driver helmet. I picked that one up.
Like the entire helmet of an AT-AT pilot?
Yes. That came out at the beginning of the month, and I picked that up the moment I saw it. But the set that I'm looking at is it's a T-Rex fossil skeleton. It is massive and it's beautiful. I'm big on Lego sets.
Yeah. So
and I'm still coughing like an idiot.
So what's your opinion on a lot of this like drama like going on with Grums? Because he's blocked my friend Cass recently. Cass Cage.
Oh yeah, called Classic Cage. I don't know much about it. I know the issue that I have and that a lot of people have is that he's constantly running his mouth about the AAA gaming industry and unfinished games and wanting this and wanting that. And yet there's a lot of videos out there about Ember being unfinished left, right, and center. Like a couple of the channels that I follow, Upper Echelon and Sid Alpha, have done a couple of extensive videos concerning Grums, and it's just like, why would he get a pass? Because a lot of people agree with him, when if it was any other AAA studio, they would be raked across the coals. And I don't know, this victim mentality that he had recently with the parody game, I thought that was hilarious.
Cass had just covered it on her channel and was laughing her ass off that it even existed.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're going to get stuff like that. I mean, look at the Yasuke simulator that's coming out in a few days. That's going to be fantastic. I can't wait to see how many people are streaming the Yasuke simulator.
Oh, I know that's definitely going to be a day one for me. I got
it wish listed too.
Especially like from the trailer, it doesn't look like a mean-spirited parody either. It just looks fun.
Mm-hmm. It was really, there were a few. I did a video on a couple of the articles about it, saying it's like that. It's just it's an AI generated slop, and it's like, yeah, we know. we are aware of that. Like gamers, we know what the game is. We know what it is. We know exactly what it is. It is a parody to take the piss out of Ubisoft and Assassin's Creed Shadows. There's no confusion about it.
Thank you so much, Steve.
Coming in with the 10 gifted memberships.
That is wow.
D-Gap's awesome.
To actually put those FF16 emotes, Yep. Oh, sweet. So I'll be adding those in as soon as possible.
Not enough green in the chat.
Man.
I will be like with like I said, I don't know. I haven't been following the Grum's drama enough. I just think some of his tweets about, like, I think one of his most recent ones of what was it he said? Oh, we either win now or we don't win at all. I'm like, you pretentious twat. That's not how video game industry works. Okay. We're going to continue getting slop. And we're going to continue getting little diamonds in the rough, little unforeseen gems. We're from indie developers. It's like nothing's going to stop. The studios are going to keep trying to push one nonsensical, piss take after another, and the market will decide. There's no individual on social media that's going to be the death knell of a video game. Like, they tried to say that YouTubers and content creators, they're the reason why Dragon Age the Veilguard failed. It's like, no, it failed because it was a shit game. It was garbage. Like day one purchases, something it seems like this is happening, but people are holding on to their wallets longer than they used to. Pre-orders are down depending on the studio, and so people are waiting, and it's something I highly promote. Wait for your favorite content creator. Wait for 2 or 3 or 4 reviews to come out of people that you trust before you start dumping $70 on a game that might not be finished.
Yeah, unless you're confident in the game, like, if you don't think that's going to like buying a Ubisoft game at like full price is like ridiculous. Like, do you see like how cheap their Outlaws is going for these days?
Oof.
And that game was unfinished as hell. I'm not sure if they even fixed those stormtroopers.
Oh, the AI. Oh god, the AI was an absolute mess.
You played it?
No. Oh, absolutely not. I had no interest in it. I haven't played an Assassin's Creed game since maybe the second one. And
you didn't play Black Flag?
No, I didn't play Black Flag.
Oh, so
I've heard it. I've heard great things about it. But as far as the modern, I think there was a lot of games I didn't play because I was a World of Warcraft goblin from day one. I played that for probably 9 or 10 years.
Yeah, I fell out of Assassin's Creed after like Unity had its rough launch, and I didn't have anyone to co-op with. And then it went into this RPG route, which I wasn't a fan of because I prefer like traditional like Assassin's Creed stealth. I just feel like after Desmond died in 3, like, everything just kind of like fell apart. Like they didn't need to kill him off.
I know one of my kids absolutely loved everything about Assassin's Creed. My second oldest.
Yeah, he was a big fan. Creed had cool lore. Like, it was like interesting, like all the secret history and this secret conflict between assassins and Templars, all these like godly artifacts hidden throughout the world. It had a great setup. It had like such great potential, but then like, the creator of the series left, I think sometime after Brotherhood.
Mm-hmm.
And then like, it went in like directions, but
that seems to be the problem with a lot of these AAA studios. You have the people that we fell in love with, like at Blizzard. You had Warcraft, Warcraft 2, Warcraft 3, Starcraft, and all these games that were just banger after banger after banger. But after a while, we don't realize, or we forget that it's not the same people that made BioShock. It's not the same people that made the original Grand Theft Auto. Like they either retire, move on to a different studio. So it's almost like the most recent Assassin's Creed game. It's Assassin's Creed in name only.
Oh, I heard like a lot of people that were working on it, like this is their like first AAA game, which is like normally you don't do. Like, trust me, I've applied for game jobs. You need like some game credentials in order to even for an AAA studio to even look at you, or at least that's how it used to be. Maybe now if you check some diversity box, you can get in. I don't know. I mean, I check a few, but like, you know, I don't.
You don't check the right ones. You don't check the right boxes, so they're not going to be in.
Well, I definitely don't check as far as like ideology and self-respect, you know. But I digress. Like, you know, but yeah, I wanted to work for like on games. Like, you know, I went to school to work on games, but now I'm doing this. So and I'm having the time of my life doing it.
It's a fun little hobby for me. When it comes to like with Assassin's Creed Shadows, I think it was like 40% of the staff of the developers working on it had never worked on a game previously. Now, everybody's got to start somewhere, right? And when you get hired for a big studio like that, where do you draw that line? Like how many people need to be fresh and green with oversight versus how many veterans do you need on the team? Now, trying to find that middle ground. Like who decides that? And how does it affect the end product?
I think it affects the end product greatly. Like if you have people that are just still learning, like, you know, like, and that they make up most of the staff. Like I'm sure, like, you know, having a few interns work on smaller details of the game, that's fine. You know, you can even like, you don't even have to pay them. But like like having like a lot of the like staff, like even like Dragon Age the Veilguard, they brought someone over from the fucking Sims to direct this game.
Corrine Bush, yay. Corrine Bush is the one that had the top surgery scars in the character creator for The Sims. They're the ones that brought, well, he, whatever you want to call it. I don't care. Does a better job on her makeup than Alyssa Mercante, so I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. I have no problems. Does a better job makeup. Anyway, yeah, Corrine Bush is the reason why for the top surgery scars in the character creator. And what happens? Leaves the studio and now is working for Wizards of the Coast. And their new what is it, Skeleton Key? Wizards of the Coast has their own
apparently they're working on Baldur's Gate 4 with Outlawrian. That's gonna be wonderful.
I don't know. There's been mixed reports on that one.
I know some people think like that Green Bush went to work on Exodus, and like that's too far into development. That's going to be coming out like probably like next year.
I don't know what to think about Exodus because yes, it is a Wizards of the Coast gaming studio, but it's not Skeleton Key.
Yeah, I think it's hopefully that game is far enough from Wizards of the Coast's thing that'll be good. I saw the secret level episode of
great.
That was one of my favorite ones of the anthology.
Mm-hmm.
So it gave me like, as far as like a promo for that game. Yeah, it got me interested in the world.
Yeah, same here. I just want more. I want more Mega Man secret levels.
Oh yeah, that one was also really good. Right?
Yeah,
it was very lot of love to the character.
It was entirely too short.
Oh, but I love the Wily stage from 2 remix. They did the best Wily song, and they knew.
Oh God! Look what Steve said. I think if you get a top surgery scars in your character, if you drink a health potion, they should grow back. Oh, that's.
Yeah, I did a whole video on the whole thing on how those scars shouldn't even exist in a Magic setting.
Not in a high Magic fantasy
I
setting.
even brought up Fable 2 to like show like, you know, how they had the transgender potion that I drank and then it auto saved. That fucking thing auto saves after you drink it.
Like there's magic items in D&D. They used to be a cursed item, but whatever.
Yeah,
it's the girdle.
it was Baldur's Gate 1. It was like the belt of
it's a belt of masculinity, femininity. That has been in D&D since I was 19.
Okay, that's probably been phased out by now.
Oh, something like that. Yeah. At least it's either been phased out completely or it's no longer a cursed item.
Yeah. But yeah, it'd be a fun item to wear just if you want to be a chick, like maybe even as part of a disguise. But yeah, like I did that video. There's just no reason that needed to but yeah, Dragon Age the Veilguard's a joke. I think we all know that.
The Ninja Turtles game was charting higher than the Veilguard was.
Yeah,
after it got released.
How do people get the numbers on
it was let me see if I can find it again.
Yeah, if you can like share it with me. Because I know Smash reported that like no one was picking up Dragon Age the Veilguard, despite that being the most expensive game of this month's PlayStation games. Ah, yes, combat wheelchairs.
Oh no!
I've actually seen some cool designs for combat wheelchairs that are actually pretty cool, but it's still a silly concept.
Let's see. Is it here? No, go away. Here's a please. Where? No. I'm trying to find it's a website that that's able to track PlayStation Network subscribers, like PSN profiles.
Really?
Yeah.
That I'm surprised that data is even open.
Let's see. No, it's NeoGAF. I think there's. I don't know if there's a way to.
I'll take your word for it. I'll take your word for it.
Okay.
Like, Smash and other people did videos on it, so the info's got to be out there.
I did a video on it too. I wish I could remember what website I used. I'll be lucky if I remember what I did yesterday half the time.
Yeah, I'd imagine like yeah, a lot of people would not like want to. Hey, Iron, how's it going?
Like
but yeah,
it would be nice to have something for Xbox and PlayStation similar to Steam database, but they don't want to give those numbers out. I guess it would be something good for gamers to have some metrics that we could follow to show how popular, how unpopular something is. Just an idea. Let's see.
Yep. Thank TGAP Steve for that.
TGAP, the great and powerful Steve.
Yeah. But let's see. What games are you currently looking forward to that are coming out?
Doom Dark Ages.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think that's on everyone's list.
I am buying it. It's going to be day and date on Xbox, but I'm buying it. I'm buying it on PlayStation.
Yeah, let's see. I got Eternal for PlayStation, but I might get Doom for PlayStation just so I can have it a physical disc.
Ooh, I could do that.
Yeah,
I should probably do that.
Yeah, I'm glad it's a prequel because, like, I never finished Doom Eternal's DLC.
Me neither. I got to the second DLC and got halfway through the second DLC. I think I got halfway through it and I stopped playing. Recently, I started playing Eternals again because I wanted to get through it. I have the DLC. I have everything about it, and I just never finished it because I don't know how to finish games. I get sidetracked easily. I'll move on to something else and then try to go back and play it. I'm like, I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah, what happens with me is like my backlog will get so big, and if a game takes really, really long and I'm not like super into it, like I'll move on. Mm-hmm. And like I just won't tell anyone that I've moved on and I'm not streaming that game anymore.
I have a very bad habit of doing that.
Yeah. But with Visions of Mana, it's just because so many other games came out. I've been very supportive of that game, and I do want to finish it.
Oh, the other one is Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4 remaster. I'm picking that up too.
Yeah, a lot of people are excited for that. Like, oh man, I remember how big Pro Skater 2 was. Mm-hmm. That was such a big game. Like in the N64 era.
It affected my taste in music for sure.
Oh yeah, I remember the soundtrack for that was good. Mm. Yeah, the thing that sticks with me with games the most is like music. Mm. Music, I don't know. People just have a better. You're able to remember music better than you are able to remember like almost a lot of things.
Expedition 33 is coming out.
Yeah,
I'm gonna check that out on Game Pass.
I was watching Wolfheart
what did I
play that? That big channel that plays RPGs. He got a early demo access. It does look really good. It looks like a lot of strategy involved too, which is nice.
I was listening to Co Carnage's podcast. What's the name of the damn podcast? They were bringing up some of the demos that they checked out recently. Breath Edge 2 is coming out. I played Breath Edge. It's pretty much Subnautica, but in space. You're stuck in space and you have to fly around space. I had a lot of fun playing that one. I got the demo for Breath Edge 2 and Into the Dead, Our Darkest Days, which is what was
cool
it?
Title.
It's This War of Mine, but with zombies. And I've heard good things about This War of Mine. I got those.
I have This War of Mine. It's a very hard sim. Mm-hmm. Like, but it makes you think about war. Mm-hmm. So it's okay. In Our Darkest Days.
It is, yes. Into
the Dead, Our Darkest Days.
Yes. And it's got a demo out. So
it's on my wish list.
The days of demos are coming back. It's so fantastic. Like when a developer can have the confidence in their game that's like, here's a demo, like it's great. But you finish building Lego sets. Well, yeah, because it's a 1,000-piece Lego set.
Yes. The game I'm currently looking forward to the most this month is Cajun, the First Berserker. It's a anime action game that like is very and it looks like incredible. Really digging the art style.
Oh, that's got a demo. Yes, I want to view the page. Come on now. March 22nd.
Oh yeah, I should probably.
Every once in a while, I'll go through the Steam store with the what is it? The little list that they generate for you to see if there's anything I'm interested in. I need to pick up the RoboCop game, Rogue City. Whoa! Hold up.
Yeah, what's up?
I'm sorry, it's $10.
Oh yeah, it's on sale. They got there's a little like mini DLC that takes place after the end of the game they just announced.
That's the Alex Murphy edition. Wait, what is this?
No, it's called Unfinished Business.
That's going to be that's supposed to be a standalone game.
Yeah, it's a standalone game. Technically, basically like DLC, you don't need the base game for, basically.
Let's see. Let's just go ahead and buy Rogue City.
Yeah, buy the first game. You got to finish that first.
I just did $10. Yeah, 80% off. Yeah,
that is one of my favorite first-person shooters. Like,
I've heard a lot of good things about it.
Oh yeah, it's great source material. It is definitely a better RoboCop story than RoboCop 3.
I don't even remember RoboCop 3. I heard a lot of people talking about it, so I went and watched a video on what it was, what it all was, and I have no memory of that movie whatsoever.
It was just a toned down version of RoboCop. It was PG-13. There was like ridiculous plot. There was a jetpack. The first two movies are just so much better. But yeah, like this. In fact, actually, by the end of this game, it ties in with RoboCop 3, though. So it actually kind of lets RoboCop 3 make more sense. Well, yeah, I won't say too much, but yeah, Rogue City is fantastic. Lots of great gore. Lots of it's just so true to the property. Like, the humor is there too. You know, all the great RoboCop humor. I buy that for $1. That's even an achievement. Of course, they had to throw a reference to that.
Perfect.
Remember, with his replacement arm and I actually don't remember this, Steve. I just remember it being my least favorite RoboCop movie, especially when they killed what's her face. That was dumb.
Programmed Ed 209 to be loyal as a puppy.
Yeah, they killed Lewis.
Yeah, the only reason I know they made a RoboCop 3 is because recently people were talking about it after the video game came out. That's it. I remember I know about 2, 1 and 2 and the RoboCop remake. But
is that any good?
I don't think.
I can't imagine it.
I didn't dislike it. I think I watched it once and don't really remember much about it.
Yeah, but Cajun. So I just hope it's not going to be too much of a Souls-like.
I still need to go back and play finish Armored Core 6. It looks good.
Yep. I got the early access version, so I'll be streaming that game on next Monday in a week.
Awesome.
Yep.
I need to try and play some more Monster Hunter Wilds. I'm so far behind. I know I have numerous I know quite a few people who are playing it. They're like way into the end game content.
Hey Rappy, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Yeah. So I've been currently I've been really sucked into Unicorn Overlord. You know, I love strategy RPGs, and Vanillaware just jam-packed this one. Mm-hmm. It's taking me almost 100 hours to beat. It's getting there. We're not quite there yet, but we are. It has practically been 60 plus hours with this game, and I'm not done with it. I think I can rush to the end, but I won't get the best ending if I do it.
What platform is that on?
It's only on console, so it's on
Okay.
PS5, Xbox One, and Switch. Yeah, Vanillaware doesn't put their games on PC. Okay. And it's not because they're anti-mods, it's just because they're hipster like that. So they actually have a good reason. You know, that's just who they are. They're the devs that made Dragon's Crown.
Is it like a tactics game?
Yeah, it's a tactics game.
It's
it's a mix of like Fire Emblem with real-time strategy elements.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
it's on sale. I was saying they got it on sale at Best Buy. Ooh.
Yeah, I know some people have said they've picked up the game because of my streams of it. Like it's motivated them to play.
Nice. And that's why we do what we do.
All right.
I heard they were supposed to be either remastering or doing another Final Fantasy Tactics game, and I'm just like, I'm there for that.
Oh, I'll get that in a fucking heartbeat. Sequel, remake. Though I have the original Final Fantasy Tactics PlayStation. I got that at Comic-Con. I've never played it. I heard the original is best because people didn't like the PSP version. So I'm going to play that PlayStation version at some point. In fact, I was surprised. I had a poll, like Unicorn Overlord. I started the game as like my 150 sub, like, you know, special. And I put a poll of which strategy RPG do you want me to play? And I thought Tactics would win. They picked Unicorn Overlord.
It's a more modern version. Why not?
Yeah, well, I'm sure it took inspiration from Tactics. I mean, it definitely borrowed a lot from Fire Emblem. Like, this game is supposed to be Vanillaware's love letter to old school strategy RPGs.
Apparently, the gamer came out. Well, this was last year. Unicorn Overload is the ogre battle we have at home, and it's wonderful. If it took inspiration, this looks interesting. How much? Where's my phone?
Yeah, it even got nominated for some game awards, like the Game Awards.
Let's see. I wonder if Steam's got all the sales going on. What about Wait, what?
Yes, PlayStation should have
Ghost Hall.
You find something interesting?
Just something that popped up on trending. I saw Repo Ghost Hall. It's like, I don't think that's the same one that everybody's playing on Steam.
Hey, Furious Dan, welcome. And is it your birthday? Because I know you were having a celebration stream. If so, happy birthday. If not,
birthday. Right. Unicorn Overlord. Be careful, I will start singing. Oh, okay, $59. It's got a trial. I might check out the trial. I got to be careful with my spending for the next month. I have to have that Lego set.
Yeah, I gotta watch it. You know, you always gotta watch your spending when there's a Steam sale. I know I've bought a bunch of shit already.
I picked up what is this VR game for the Lanyap that I just picked up? Where is it? Waltz of the Wizard. Something he wanted to pick up, and I told him if he was good in school, he'd get it. And then it was on sale, 50% off. I'm like, yeah, okay, $10. Apparently, they just had an update where it has hand tracking on the PlayStation VR. So I guess the next step for PSVR 2 is you're not going to need the controllers. They'll just be able to track your hands, and it does a very good job tracking your hands and your fingers and all that movement. It's like, wow, so much to the point where you don't need a controller. My PlayStation, it turned itself off because there was no controller activity.
Man,
really?
VR just I tried playing like a real VR game, not just like a walking sim. And it's just too much. I get too nauseous.
Too much.
Yeah. And which sucks is because I even commissioned and I commissioned a VR chat avatar of Rin Akumura from Blue Exorcist and I even have it so like his sword lights up when he takes it out, just like in the anime. And then like, then I have this nausea problem, and it's just so that VR headset is just sitting in my parents' house, like in a drawer.
No. It's like with Beats, I don't have a problem with Beat Saber. I can every once in a while I can play Minecraft with no problems, but then other times, what was it? I was playing Kill It with Fire VR, the spider hunting game, and 15 minutes in, cold sweats, everything. I'm like, I have to sit down for the next 5 hours. So it depends on the game and how much movement is involved for me.
Okay, I'm just wondering which screen this Yu-Gi-Oh collection Konami released. I definitely want to get. I was talking about this with Cass on Lavistra's stream. There's like 40 or so Game Boy Advance and Game Boy Color Yu-Gi-Oh games on this list. Some of them being localized for the first time. Like all classic Yu-Gi-Oh. And one of them was a game I had Sacred Cards. That was a great Yu-Gi-Oh game where you get to play the entire Battle City arc.
I had picked up a couple of those on I don't know if I think I picked them up on the Game Boy. That was the closest thing I ever came to playing the Yu-Gi-Oh card game.
Because you never actually played the card game.
I never actually played the card. The only card games I played was I played Magic and I played the World Warcraft trading card game. I couldn't get into Pokemon. I couldn't get into Yu-Gi-Oh, but I did play the Yu-Gi-Oh place that like the console games. I did play those, and they were fun. I had a blast, but I had to restrict the amount of card crack that I got into.
Oh, you should see like how crazy modern Yu-Gi-Oh has gone. I played the Master Duel game that has all the modern cards. It's it's insane. I don't know, like what have they done to the game? But this is all the classic stuff, so like it should be like a lot less chaotic. Oh yeah, oh man, always got to have a man-eater bug in your deck. The rules were simple. You flip it up and they die. Yeah, modern Yu-Gi-Oh is first turn instant win, Rappy says. Yeah, pretty much.
Where's the fun in that?
Like there's this
never
like
believed that.
Kilted. Steve says you never believed in the heart of the cards.
It was just the game that I didn't get into. Like I said, I had to restrict my card crack.
Did you watch the anime?
Not really. I think I caught a couple of episodes. I just never got into it when it came out.
Yeah, like everyone in school was like super into Yu-Gi-Oh. Like the card game like pretty much took over like my elementary school. I know me and my cousin were like super into it. That and
I got into Magic at 19 when I think it was 3rd edition was on its way out. Antiquities was on its way out. What was the other one? Oh, shoot. I started playing hard and heavy with 4th edition and Ice Age and played a few, got out of it for a while, went back in with Ravnica, and then I just realized, like, I cannot keep up with this game. I do not have the wallet. And then I decided to get into Warhammer 40K because I was an idiot.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow. Yeah, much cheaper.
Oh, yeah. Oh, new edition. Yeah. Oh, buy more models. Yeah.
Yeah, like I have to rebuy a freaking codex if I want to reuse my Tyranids, like that I have in my parents' house.
Slug Rush. I had magnetized Carnifex. I had magnetized Hive Tyrant. Oh yeah.
Oh, you were a Nids player.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. I thought I was the only one.
I liked them because they reminded me of Alien.
Yeah, that's why
I liked them. Mm-hmm.
That's what they're inspired by.
I never won at the local shop, but I still enjoyed playing with them.
Yeah, like they're a very like gimmicky army, like they're very squishy, but like they have some like powerful stuff, and like in lore they're strong because they have the numbers, and like that's why like Space Marine 2 is so fun, is because of them, because they literally like do the whole thing with the swarm. You've played Space Marine 2?
Mm-hmm. I need to get back to playing it with all the updates and additions that they've had recently.
I haven't really done much of the co-op stuff, but I love the campaign.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the campaign was great. I didn't even care it was short. It was just a really fun campaign.
It was perfect. I mean, they had all the extra multiplayer stuff that you could do, and the extra missions, like the multiplayer missions, they were part of the game, but you had to play it with they had to be multiplayer. They were still like when you're playing the core game and Titus sends another group off to do something else, those are the multiplayer missions. You're going off and do that other thing while Titus is going through the main story. It's just it's fun. I had so much fun playing it. I just, like I said, I need to get back into it because of all the new Tyranid units they're adding to it.
They're adding new Tyranids.
Mm-hmm. Let's see which one.
Oh shit! I did not hear about this. This is only for multiplayer, I guess, right?
That I don't know.
Like if there's going to be a story expansion. I know they announced a third game.
Yep, that makes me very happy.
And that's amazing. We'll probably won't even wait like 10 years because it was a long time between sequels.
No, let's see. Well, it was like what, 9 or 10 years before they even announced. But once they announced it, I think it was just 2 or 3 years. The Hierophant Biotitan got added to it. That big boy. That motherfucker was massive. I never got any of the Biotitans, any of the bigger.
Oh, that's models. That big one that has all those sacks, right?
It's a big 4 legs, 2 arms, massive looking thing.
Yeah, I think I'd know it if I saw it. But yeah, Tyranids.
Oh, that was the other. What is this? They don't tell me what it's called. Just tell me what it's called. The Biovore. I guess it's the walking cannon. Biovore is the other thing they're adding to it.
Yeah.
All those sacks.
I should try and complete some of those multiplayer missions.
It's worth it.
Yeah.
See, whenever they showed their roadmap and it said, "Oh, adding new units, adding new this," I thought they were adding a new army, but they're just adding to Chaos and Tyranids. So far, they're just adding to the Tyranids.
Yeah. So, like, if they continue, they teased Necron stuff in the.
I know. Oh, so disappointed.
Yeah, like I thought, like, oh my god, are they going to show up at the end?
I thought the Necrons were going to show up. Hopefully in Space Marine 3. I don't have a problem with Tyranids being part of the big bad because, well, they're Tyranids. They're just marching across the galaxy, devouring worlds left, right.
Yeah, they're very simple faction.
But can we let's bring Necrons in here too?
Yeah. Like
what other chaos units can you bring in? Bring some more chaos legions.
I don't know. It was cool that they brought the Slanesh type, because I think that's the more interesting Chaos Legion. Now, I'm not up on my Chaos lore like I am on my Tyranid lore. But I know like Slanesh is like the more devious faction of the Chaos.
I'm so far away from the lore. I haven't. I think I don't know what edition was the last one I played, but it's been well over 10 years since I played. I lost time.
Oh, and there's so much and there's a lot of material, like years worth. Which is like, that there's people that are worried about like 40K going like WOKE. I think there's just like way too much like lore for like the franchise to like get changed like that drastically.
Oh, is the whole wanting to add
the custodies,
the female custodies, and I think it was more the response from Games Workshop claiming that, oh, the female custodies have always been there. And it's like, you didn't have to handle it like that. All you had to do is like, well, the lore is changing, and they could have come up with a story reason, a lore reason as to why all of a sudden you have female custodies, and it would have made more sense. Or here's a novel idea. Maybe expand the sisters, which is something. Well, one of the players that would hang out at when I was playing, he had a sisters army. He had a sisters battle army, and it was all the old all metal army. No plastics, no resin, no nothing. It was all heavy metal figures.
Yeah, just give the sisters an expansion.
Update the models, the Sisters of Silence, the Sisters of Battle, and expand on them. Make them a larger force that people can collect, instead of going. It's like, oh no, we're gonna have female Space Marines and we're gonna have female custodians. It's like, you have the female armies, you have all these female. Oh, we want inclusion. It's like, you have female armies in 40K. Expand those, and you will make players happy, instead of doing what a lot of lore purists see as you're just changing it to check a box. People are getting tired of it. Stop changing things and add to it.
Like that was like the funny thing when like, all this stuff came to Star Wars. Like, they thought like, oh yay, we're gonna make Star Wars inclusive. But the prequels happened already, and like
inclusive.
Yeah, exactly. There were females on the Jedi Council. Like you're just like, oh my god, a female Jedi. Yeah, we've had them. It was so funny, like the gaslighting Disney was doing, like in those days. Yeah, but yeah, like, yeah, changing lore. I don't like it when like you have to change lore just so it fits the agenda. I know that's why everyone's worried about like Witcher. Now I'm not a Witcher expert either. I just started the second game, playing that one exclusively on Kick for obvious reasons.
I tried playing the third one. I got up to the Red Butcher, or one. I got
Red Baron.
The Red Baron.
Yeah, and that's where I stopped too.
I didn't play any further than that. Not because I didn't like the story. It's just I got bored.
It was just a lot. Yeah.
It was just I couldn't get it. I couldn't get into it, and I've gotten criticized for it. I've gotten fussed at for it, mostly by my chat. But they still fuss at me because I haven't watched Daredevil, the original Netflix Daredevil. But sorry, still haven't watched it. But I just couldn't get into it. And that's fine. So as far as where they're going with Witcher 4, I can understand the criticism of like the lore people talking about how Ciri, like how are they going to explain Ciri becoming a Witcher? It's like, cool, I get that. But the argument that they made Ciri ugly in the trailer, no, I disagree with that. I just think she looks a little beat up and road weary. But
Yeah,
I got a little pushback from that video too.
Well, I mean, compared to a lot of these like manjaw type female characters we see, like, the
Mary
Siri
Jane.
didn't look too bad. She just looked like different than her Witcher 3 model, was more of the problem.
Older.
I mean, if you look at like,
older.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully like Siri looks nice and that like the lore is but I'm personally more excited for Dawnwalker.
Oh yes. I watched that trailer. Went, all right, I'm buying this. Sorry.
Well, that was a fantastic
I get to play
trailer.
I get to play a vampire.
Oh yeah.
You mean they're gonna give us a Vampire the Masquerade better than what is what's that part 2 that's never gonna come out? Bloodlines.
Yeah.
Bloodlines 2 is never gonna come out. That game. Oh, I watched the trailer for Bloodlines 2. It looks horrible. It just looks nonsensical. Just an absolute, just going so far away from the original game. I just
I've never been luckily I've never touched the franchise.
The first one was fantastic. It was great.
Yeah, I know it's a big role-playing game with vampires. I know there's like a spin-off one with werewolves that also got a game. I'm not sure if they're made by this. I'm not sure if they're the same universe.
I think they should be the same universe. It's the World of Darkness universe from White Wolf. It's got Werewolf, the Apocalypse, Vampire the Masquerade, and Mage the Ascension. So yeah, they're all part of the same universe, and like even the tabletop games are interchangeable as far as stats and mechanics go. But I don't know how much the video games relate to each other outside of just taking place in the same universe.
I see.
But Bloodlines, it depends on if you like those type of role playing games.
Kenneth, CD Projekt Red does own GOG in full, and GOG has been doing some great things for game preservation, which you all know I'm about. So yeah, like CD Projekt Red, not all bad. Like they might have some cringe on their website, but like hey, like
and
at least
their studio,
and their studio, but at least they're preserving like these games these other publishers like don't even bother with, and like some of these are absolute gems of gaming history. I like going back and playing older games that like, I was either too young to play or I didn't have the system.
Like, I have on my GOG account, I have Arcanum on my wish list, as well as the 2 Dark Sun games, the original TSR Dark Sun games that one day I'm going to pick up and I'm going to stream just because I'm a fan.
Oh, Arcanum, I think I have some of those like old school D&D games on I think they came to Steam also.
Yeah. Arcanum was great because that was one of the first. It's a top-down isometric like the original Fallout 1 and 2. And it's a steampunk game with high magic, where if you like, magic and technology affect each other. As an example, if you have a high magic stat, you can't sit close to the engine on the train because the train's engine will malfunction because of the magic, and vice versa. If you have a high tech stat, then you can't use magic. Magic items don't work around you. It's a very interesting concept. I loved it.
That is an interesting.
I want to go back and play it. It's just great.
Like, it forces you to pick one or the other.
Yeah.
You can't. Arcanum.
A gentleman arsonist.
Yeah, I'll have to definitely have to check that out.
I think it's like $5 on GOG.
All right. So it is now midnight where I am right now. So we've been talking for like 2 hours. I know, of course, like we're just talking about games now. If you want, we can end the show right here, or just talk for a few more minutes. It's
Up to you.
Up to you. Okay, cool. A lot of times, my guests are the ones that have to go. But I'm having a great time just talking about the games, man.
It's nice to talk about things we enjoy, because half the time, most of my videos, and of course on the live streams as of late, with everything coming out of mainstream entertainment, it's just been garbage and garbage and garbage. So it's fun to talk about positive, things that we like. It's a nice change of pace every once in a while.
Might not always get the most views on YouTube, but there are certainly like good things to look forward to.
T-Gap's talking about I started doing Sunday night tangents, and whenever I'm able to get in the mood to do a live stream on Sunday nights, and I called it Sunday night tangents because, well, my brain is a ferret mixed with a squirrel. I'll just break off on tangents, go here, go there, all over even on a Wednesday night when me and my co-hosts are supposed to be talking about a particular TV show or movie that we just watched. I'll just break off on tangents left, right, and center. Well, structure, I try. Every once in a while I succeed. Well.
But yeah, I do think it is going to be interesting what's going to happen when Shadows releases. I will be definitely playing Yusuke Skim, while I guess other people are going to be checking if how Shadows is. It depends on whether or not they made any changes during what they've done during the delay. I don't know how much of the game's changed, because I heard something about them doing a romance thing with there is no historical thing of Yusuke, what his sexual preferences were. So if they just up and decide that, just to force some inclusion mechanics, oh my god, that's going to be such a disaster.
Oh, the game's gonna. I think fans of the Assassin's Creed IP are going to go out and buy this game in droves. As far as how successful, I don't think it's going to sell as much as they want it to, but I have my doubts on whether or not it will be an actual failure.
Well, I mean, people have been buying the Assassin's Creeds even after I dropped out. They bought Odyssey, they bought Valhalla, even though those are more RPG games than Assassin's Creed games.
One thing I'm going to do once it releases, I'll probably pay attention a little bit to Twitch to see how many people. It's how many channels are going to be streaming it? How many people are going to be tuning into those streams? That'll be a decent enough indication. It will be difficult to judge Steam numbers because it's coming out on console, and Ubisoft has their own launcher. So I don't think Steam is going to be.
Yeah.
I don't know how reliable the Steam database numbers are going to be, but the usual suspects. People are still going to use those numbers
as if Steam is the only thing. I know Epic is a minuscule thing, but I'm sure it'll release on Epic too.
Yeah.
And, some people play on Epic. I don't know who they are, but
so I think the Twitch numbers are going to be a decent indication as far as how many people are watching those streams. So we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how good it's going to do. I don't think it's going to be an absolute failure. Well, I'm getting all tongue tied now too. We'll see if it does well. Ubisoft is going to announce it. The first indication of how bad it's doing is how quickly Ubisoft comes out and starts talking about the numbers.
Interesting. Yeah, I'll keep an eye on that for sure. Anyways, thank you so much for coming onto the channel and talking with me. This was a great episode. Loved it.
Fun.
All right, and thank you all for tuning in. You can catch my regular channel, and I know like some of you guys already follow Cajun. I know I said it wrong, but you know, if you're not, check out his channel too. Thank you all. Dash out.